Hello, my fellow creative freelancers and solopreneurs. Welcome to the Tuesday 2 o'clock Tea and Talk. My name is Aura McKay, and I am the founder of Business of Creativity. And I know that a lot of you show up to these live broadcasts, but don't really know who I am. So I have a 20-year career as an international award-winning professional photographer. And for about the last decade and a half, I've also been focusing on serving and supporting other creatives. So some of it has been teaching and creating professional photography based curriculum at some of the local institutes here in Vancouver. Some of it has been in actually coaching and supporting other creatives to master the business aspect. So helping people with business strategy, business planning, understanding their money, setting meaningful sales targets, and ultimately figuring out how to market and communicate with their audiences so that you guys can be successful. Summing it all up, I would say that I help creatives bridge the gap between your creative skills and having a sustainable business. And a large part of how I do that is through education, through optimism and enthusiasm, and through conversations like this, where I talk about not just the business and marketing aspects, but also some of the mindset pieces that can truly impact how you feel about your work, whether or not you're feeling inspired and motivated and being productive, whether or not you are feeling like you are capable and confident and skilled in your craft. So a lot of what happens in entrepreneurship is that we are a strong element, if not the most integral element, of the success of our business. So how we feel about something and how much creativity or motivation or inspiration we personally have in a moment makes a big difference in terms of what we can produce in our business. And lately, the environment that we've been surrounding ourselves by or being surrounded by has been really fear-based and a lot of anxiety and uncertainty and a lot of disruption and change. And that is the water that we're swimming in. We are being surrounded by that feeling. So environment can be your physical environment. It can also be just sort of the zeitgeist or the nature of the conversation that's happening around you, the energetic environment of what you're being surrounded by. And we are really challenged right now. Our energetic environment is toxic. There's a lot of stuff going on that just doesn't support possibility, hope, optimism, creativity, and motivation. So when we look at, well, what can we do as individuals? What can we do as creative freelancers and solopreneurs to kind of assess and manage how our environment is impacting us? And so the last weekend, I looked at this really closely. And one of the things that I decided to do was to clean up my office, to hang up some of the images that had been kind of leaning against the wall. And I did this really deep clean and purged and created a physical environment that felt fresh and exciting and like real professional. And that helped to kind of reinvigorate and remotivate me. The other thing that I did is that I'm really curating my mental environment, and I'm very particular about how much time and effort I'm actually putting into social media or the news and reading stories. And I'm choosing to focus on finding the evidence of awesome instead of the evidence of awful. So I'm really intentionally curating my mental environment as well. And one of the things that's come up for me is Zoom fatigue. So as a business coach, as a trainer, as a program leader, I do most of my work is done live online. And, it's one of the things that's sort of different about Business of Creativity. I know a lot of online platforms will pre-record their training, but I'm doing all of the training I do is live online. And it takes that extra little bit of energy. And I know a lot of people are noticing it, that, the effort and energy it takes to go and maybe network in a physical environment at a in-person meeting is a different kind of energy to go and network in an online environment. And we're not trained to be in that environment over and over and over again. And so being in an online environment can create a lot of fatigue and exhaustion, and there can be a lot of should've, would'ves, and obligation and pressure to do it and to participate. So I just want to let you know that Zoom fatigue and online fatigue is a real thing, and it's about noticing and being mindful that you've been exposing yourself to a new environment that you're just not used to. And I had to look at this really carefully, especially because I just had a birthday, and of course all of us Corona impacted birthday celebrators are looking for ways, how do we celebrate our birthdays? And I was really clear that having an online Zoom birthday party was not going to work for me, because that environment is so conflated with being at work. When I'm online, I'm at work. I am engaged in connecting with people and building relationships and learning and all of that kind of stuff. So I needed to find a way to change the environment and create a different environment. So simply, moving out of my office and into my living room, not being on one of my computers, but being on my phone instead, not being on Zoom, being in Facebook Messenger video chat instead. Just even those minor adjustments to the environment that I was participating in helped to re-energize me and give me a sense of being in a different place or a different state. I would offer you this about your environment as well. It is a reflection of people also. So I've talked about sort of your mental health and mental environment, your emotional environment, your physical environment. And I think most of the time when we think about things, we think about our physical environment. And certainly this is why a lot of co-working studios, we saw those start to kind of come up and make available, because co-working became something that people really wanted to do. They wanted to get out of their home environment and get into a totally new environment where they could be more focused and productive, et cetera, et cetera. So be mindful. Notice if your current environment is serving and supporting you, and whether or not you want to plan for a change of environment that might support you more. One of my clients, he finds that it's not about the physical environment that really changes his productivity level, but if he can be in an environment where there's like another person working beside him, he's like 10 times more productive just by having someone else working beside him rather than working by himself. So he's recognized and paid attention to the kind of environment that really supports his success. One of the things that I've noticed more than even a physical environment is really the human element of who we're hanging out with and the people that we're connecting with, networking with, having conversations with, and surrounding ourselves with, whether it's in person or online right now. The impact of our relational environment is huge. It impacts our mindset, it impacts our emotion, our mental level, and it impacts our level of satisfaction. So be mindful of who you're hanging out with and their ability to impact or influence how you feel about yourself, your business, your possibilities, and your future. One of the things that I've been training for over the last couple of years is on the facilitation and content creation for mastermind groups and group coaching. And I absolutely love this format because it helps individuals come together with a curated group of people. So it's not just some random people off the internet who have an opinion, but rather a mastermind group can really support you by surrounding you with a curated group, with people that are there specifically because they have something that they can contribute to you and you can contribute to them. I believe that being in a mastermind group can provide you with that environment that gives you the things like consistency, so that you are meeting regularly, you're having regular, meaningful conversations about your business, you're taking regular, intentional and focused action on your business. So mastermind groups are great for that. They're great because they bring in outside perspective. Sometimes we get so focused on, this is my reality, this is what's going on with me, and we can't see the possibilities and the opportunities that may just be floating just outside of our field of vision. And being in a group of people can help you see possibilities and opportunities around you that you can't see for yourself. You're not in that mindset or mental environment of possibilities. You just can't see it. So I encourage you to look at your environment, the way that you are creating the space in which you are going to design and build and grow your successful creative business. What kind of physical environment have you set up for yourself? What are you doing to support your mental and emotional environment? If you really feel like a mastermind group would support you, I have an incredible offer for you guys. It has been on my mind. I've been, racking my brain. How can I support people during these challenging times, but still offer meaningful long-term value for you? So I've created a business accelerator mastermind that I would love to share with you. I'm going to put the link in the comments for you. I just want you to know this. This Business Accelerator Mastermind is specifically designed to support you guys in shifting your environment so that you can be surrounded by a curated group of individuals who are moving towards success, that you can be set up for consistent, meaningful action on your business, that you can get your head checked when you're, going on a mental spin out of control. You can have people around you that are going to support you to keep you back focused and keep you coming to the things that matter to you most. And the best part about it, guys, is that it is absolutely free for the first 30 days. And I have an incredible COVID compassion rate for continuing on. So I encourage you to check that out, to see the difference that changing your environment of who you surround yourself with, to see the difference that that can make for you. So gang, I just want to encourage you. I know that we are all in shelter in place or some version of lockdown and stay in your house. So you might be becoming really intimately acquainted with your own personal physical environment. And it may feel like you are absolutely stuck or trapped there. So it might be as simple as, moving from one room to the next room and changing where you do your work today, or instead of being on the laptop, being on the big computer, or vice versa. Maybe you sit out on the patio and you shift your environment. Changing your physical environment, your mental environment, or your emotional state can have a huge impact on your level of motivation, productivity, and ultimately your success. So thank you so much for staying tuned. I'd love to hear from you guys what you are doing to adjust your environment or manage your environment to keep you positive and motivated and looking towards the future. Please share in the comments how you are managing your own environment. Thanks for watching. My name is Aura McKay. I am the founder of Business of Creativity, and I will see you next week on the Tuesday 2 o'clock Tea and Talk.